I'm Sam Smylie. I play the piano, generally in an improvised or jazz context. There's there's something new happening in the music scene in LA, and some of those musicians playing in this new scene have gone through the Broad stage, have played at the Broad stage, and what I'm very lucky to witness at my time in LA so far is something very cool that's happening because of Stanley Clarke and in Santa Monica and this new music scene that's coming up, and it happens because of the support of all the donors at the Broad stage and a lot of these connections that I've been fortunate enough to make with some of the donors and some of the great people at the Broad stage, and I know other musicians have as well. And I'm very excited to see kind of what's going to happen next with myself, with my friends like Farad and Nico, and my friends like Julian, and all these people who had been involved with the Broad stage. It's very exciting to see kind of what's going to happen next. Just playing with Stanley was unbelievable. He well, when I first started studying jazz, he was one of the first bass players I got into because of Shikuria and understanding jazz fusion. So to be in the room with him and kind of to hear some of the things he had said in interviews, or to witness his actual playing live and to react to it was unbelievable. And I just got involved because I had played in the applied showcases in the past through SMC, and I was lucky enough to be the piano player to play with him. So I compose quite a bit. I have a lot of my own originals that I've been working towards getting an album out soon. And when it comes to playing with Stanley, I'd say that uh, being an improviser, there's a lot of composition that takes place on the bandstand, and you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. And one of the most memorable things Stanley had told me was I was playing very rhythmically, a lot, just really giving the rhythm. And generally, I'll have to do that if I'm playing with a band that is not really giving rhythm themselves. And Stanley turned to me and said, "You got a great drummer here." It's my good friend Nico I'm roommates with. He said, "You have a great drummer here." He says, I'm a pretty half decent bass player myself." He says, "We'll give you the rhythm. You need to be the pad and think like a synthesizer would, or like a pad synthesizer." So it was interesting. He was telling me something like a modern electric instrument in the context of us playing this old music on an acoustic piano. And it was just interesting to know with his studies of fusion and his playing of fusion, bringing it back to something more traditional and in a more traditional context. So things like that have helped me quite a bit in composition, just understanding where my role is and what my place is as a piano player. I really enjoy when the audience is taken to the same, is brought into the same feelings that I'm feeling on that particular day, and really understand what's kind of how we're feeling. If we're playing, if we're playing this beautiful ballad like "My Funny Valentine," for example, or "My One and Only Love," there's a certain way that we might play it on the bandstand that given day that'll be just for that audience and just in that moment, and there's a certain energy that the audience will give and that I'll give. And for me, it's always trying to meet everybody in the middle. As a piano player, my role is to be the communicator. I'm supposed to communicate directly to the singer and make sure the singer feels comfortable, and I'm supposed to, communicate to the bass and the drums and the rhythm section at large, and generally put together the arrangements. So in that way, I'm always trying to meet everybody in the middle, and I'm always trying to meet everybody where they are, and for the audience to meet me where I'm at emotionally, when the time's right and when it really is feeling good. It's a very special feeling because it feels like, for a moment, the audience is a band member, and that's the most exciting thing for sure.
trees tenderly. The trembling trees embrace the breeze tenderly. Then you and I came wandering by, and lost in our sight were we. The shore was kissed.
So I'm playing at the Fairmont every Saturday, most Saturdays, with all sorts of my friends and great musicians. The incredible Nicole McCabe, Alden Hamath, Nico Karasik, Logan Kane, Aiden Farrell, so many great musicians. Talia Poindexter. So playing at the Fairmont every Saturday. I'm also doing the Roosevelt Hotel most Fridays. Catch me there with the incredible singer Ira Hill, and working towards getting an album out in the next year. What else is there? Oh, we're doing in the fall. We're doing the jazz festival Through the Broad Stage with Stanley Clarke. So I've been lucky enough to be billed as the SMC alumni band with my incredible friends, and that's very exciting. September 21st, we do that, and then the next day I'm off to Europe to spend some time with my family, so that's very exciting.